Okay, hello everyone. So let's take a look at the market for Friday. Now, as you know, today we also have a bit of news. This is gold. I've already, as you can see, put the timelines on there. Now, we don't have a swing day today for gold. All right, so we might see a continuation. If we take a look at the daily, if you entered on the Wednesday, okay, so we might see the market, pushing further up. Where it can come down to is here, and that's a high. Okay, so a high of that one there. Let's take a look what that is exactly, which is 2,909. If the market does come down into a trading hour, 2,909 is just here, as you can see. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and move it into there. It could do a dip into here, and then they may want to start buying again here, and that's logical to do so. So if the market dips down, it's a trading hour, you want to go long with it after the news, that is, or during news time. It's fine. So in the news, let's say they pushed it down, because in the news I see a bit of volatility happening, so you have to be careful. Okay, now as you can see here, right, let me show you this. Let's do this one step at a time. Now look, I've got nothing until here. All right, and this is pre-news setup, and this is actually pre-news setup. Here is at 4:25. News is coming out at 4:30. It should take us into 4:55, which is 5 o'clock. So we've got this half an hour zone where the market should push us into 5 o'clock. Okay, now once that happens, okay, I'm thinking it's probably going to, we're going to have to check it out. All right, so if at 5 we see the market coming down, okay, you have to understand that that could be a place to get in. Or the second place to get in is going to be 6:55, okay, which is that one. So you have to be careful, all right? So 5 and 6:55, and that's the pre-news setup, okay? And because there is no swing day for this one, there's no swing day here, we can continue to go up. So if the market does dip down into a trading hour, you can go long. Now these hours here, as you can see, on the web page, there are no hours in this zone. So what are these hours, you might be asking, that I've posted here? This is going to be the London session. I'm looking at it because I'm also looking at the clock. I'm seeing these hours, during London Open, we might have a bit of a sudden move, okay, which will start, in the morning, like 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock. So 9 to 1 we might see in London, in fact all the way into New York, some up and down action movements. So I wouldn't really muck around here. Okay, I've put the hours here, but I wouldn't really muck around in the London zone, and just let it go. Okay, if you're going to trade, do the New York session today. Okay. So if in New York session we're down into a trading hour, we can kind of like push back up into that zone. Okay, so let's get rid of these. Well, I'll keep them here. Okay, I will keep them here just to check if my clocking was right. Okay, let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, as you know, today is a swing day. So from Monday to Friday, we've come all the way up. So if you're all good with that, that should be okay. And I've been pushing you to buy all the way in there. So if you did, you should all be laughing, I guess, to the bank. Now on the weekly, we've done that, okay, which is fine. 45, remember 1.0468, okay, 1.0468, guys. That's precision. Really is. There you go, 1.0468 right on the top there. Okay, so that's pretty much precision. Okay, I did say, you know, the PST levels are very, very good. Okay, so now what else to do? It looks like it's still aggressive, as you can see, which is fine. Okay, the market can break out, which is all good for us. Okay, so if it doesn't break out, that's better for us. Okay, so today we'll see how things go today. If the market plays around here, we might have a fall down, okay, which might bring us into this zone again. Okay, maybe into the 1.0340 or into this zone where the breakout happened. Okay, you see you have even lows here, right? So the market might just do a big push down. And next week, if you take a look at the calendar for the 17 to 21 February, okay, on your members area, you'll see when the swing days for this will occur again. All right. If during those swing days, okay, you know, if we can still be, the market can still be pushing up into those swing days, but after today, you know, we'll see how that will kind of like happen. But if the market is down in the news and you want to buy to push up, it's doable. I think it's doable anyway. Okay. And that can take us into the next swing days in the next weeks, you know, in the next week. All right. So be mindful. Let's do that. Okay. Retracement. So if there is a pullback, which I suspect there should be, okay, it will depend on how we're going to close today. If the market does break down and we close down here somewhere, then, you know, we'll see how things pan out next week. All right, but that's basically how it is with the euro dollar. Let's take a look at SP 500. Now, with the SP 500, I did say with the indices, it's just tricky because we're in a bit of a weird situation there. Let's just wait for this platform to come back. Here we are. All right. So as you can see, it's just gone up into this zone here. Now, yesterday, you know, I think I've been saying you can sell the highs on this one, but you see, it's tricky. I did say this is tricky because we're in a mishmash zone, you see, like up and down, up and down, up and down. So not particularly clear. However, though, with this, you know, at the end of the day, the market's still going up, as you can see. Now, this is interesting now that the PST is broken out. So on the daily, okay, yesterday, once the market bought, you see it's just going. If you're following your PST level, then that's an advantage, obviously, because once you have a breakout, it's all good. Okay, and here, as you can see, these were the like news hours. Remember, the market just bang up, bang up. Okay, this was a good place to get in as well. Again, yesterday, if you take a look on Thursday, we had what, 4:30 that would have been in the evening. Oh, we didn't have anything in the evening, so 4:30 would have been somewhere around there, I guess, which is 3:30 on the platform. 5:30, 4:30, somewhere around here. That's your 4:30 right there. Okay, which is the 5:30 hour, and then this is the 3:30, 4 o'clock. So the market buys up, comes back down in the trading hour. Look, closing the gap, and then just going up all the way into 10 o'clock, which is 9 o'clock on the platform. So, you know, if you're following it, if you're focused on following it, you should all be good. This is your 9 o'clock here. All right, so that's 9 o'clock. And then I've also said closing. So 9 o'clock to closing, the market just kept going up, and that's all good. All right, so it's a matter of, you know, just measuring the move. As you can see, this move is measured to that move. I made an example of this in the members area the day before on the Wednesday when we were doing the euro dollar. All right, so you've got that. Now today as well, we're going to have to see how the market is hanging around here, because today is a swing day for SP 500. So from the highs, maybe we might have a pullback, and if we do, it should bring us at least into the daily pivot, and that's an at least. Okay, so let's just refresh the chart. Why? Because there's the gap there. Come to the daily pivot, fill it in, and that's it. All right, and accordingly, the market can still follow through afterwards, right? Because Friday is a swing day, but the highs should be reached, and this breakout on the weekly is nice, because next week, if you take a look again next week into the swing days of SP 500, coming back and retracing into the swing day and then pushing up again can be a great trade, okay, next week. So this is good to see. So the market breaks out today, okay, and then, you know, if it comes back into the daily and the market goes back up, we're breaking out obviously. Next week we pull back into the swing day and then push up, or next week it'll just keep pushing into the swing day, right? Only two options, but if it pulls back, we'll be buyers obviously. All right, so at least we know what to do on a swing day, because we know what a swing day is, right? So the market, as you can see, is pushing higher, but I did say this was a tricky zone. I stayed out of the indices this week. It's just like, you know, stick with the euro dollar. That was nice and clean. Just follow it through, and that really made a big difference. So let's take a look at Dow Jones. Okay, when in doubt, stay out. You know, that's the situation. And same here with, you know, so much in between ranges. It's just like there's no setup here. This is just chaos. So now we have a breakout. It's a bit more obvious. If you're following a breakout, you know, then you got better vision about where you're going to go and so on. But as you can see, I'm like, you know, if I don't see anything decent, I'm not going to deal with it. Now here we got Dow Jones. Now Dow Jones yesterday, I said if it comes to a PST level, the red or the blue, you should be getting in there. Okay. Did it get in there? The daily, which would have been that one, right? This is yesterday. Okay. So that's basically it. I think the market opened up in that zone. So I said if it pulls back into the red or the blue here, that's going to be a support. And if it matches your trading hours, let's see, the low was done here. Did it match our trading hours yesterday? Let's take a look, and then we'll see how that pans out. Now that's 11 o'clock. Yesterday, being Thursday, we had what? I didn't have 11 o'clock, all right? So we had 8:50 in the morning, which is 7:50. So I didn't have that at all. But we had 3:30 to 4 o'clock, which is 2:30 to 3 o'clock. 2:30 is there. And this is 3 o'clock, okay? And then this is the 5:30, which is the 4:30 on the platform. There you go. All right, so market falls down and then starts picking up and then just goes up into the closing. So today being a swing day on Dow Jones and the indices, all the indices today have a swing day. So two things can happen here. We have a breakout. The market is mucking around here. And then with the news, we could just boom down. The second option is we go up, we come down quickly, okay, trap everyone, and then the market will side trade and then boom, push down. That's also a possibility. And then next week, they'll carry on the buying, okay, because this is how it's going at the moment. Big impulse, as you can see, we're in a triangle, so the market does have room to go. Any pullback into a fall into the higher. That is 44,048. So you should mark 44,048. That can't be right. 44,000. Just bear with me again. This one here. 44,595. 44,595 is there. Okay, so let's just say the daily pivot, okay, because there's room to pop down here. All right, maybe into this zone just above the weekly and closing the gap just below the daily. All right, so there's room to come back down. So it being a swing day, if in the market news time it kind of like comes back and then there are buyers going in, then we can go into that target. As you can see on the daily, still a bit of targeting there, but it's pretty much done. This is how I exited yesterday, the euro dollar as well. Remember, once you have on those daily targets, you don't need to push your luck, but it did go to the weekly target for those of you who keep positions open. It really went into the weekly PST and touched it. So same here, it might go a little bit up more, but I wouldn't be trading the highs as a buy. If you're going to trade it, let it pull down into a trading hour, into there, slightly below or here, and then you can move with it. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ had a PST breakout, so I said, I don't know, because some of the indices are not there, but NASDAQ, as you know, is on steroids. So if there is a PST breakout, I don't stand in front of it. If you're going to trade it, you got to go with the PST breakout. Yesterday, right on the goodbye kiss, going into that zone there. All right, so I think I might have mentioned that. Once again, it's just boom, trading hours, going in there. Wow. And that is exactly on the dot. Okay, there. Now, today is a swing day on this one. On the weekly, there's 65, which is 22,239. 22,239. So the market can still do that. As you can see, like the targeting is pretty accurate with the PST indicator. All right, and that is like good to know. Now, this is also a good setup for a sell-off. Okay, so be careful when New York is around here. Okay, you might see all of a sudden a big push down as well, closing gaps there, coming all the way back into the previous week's high, the daily pivot zone here, and then maybe it will pick up afterwards. Okay, so be careful with that move. This is a nice setup. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Okay, so with Bitcoin as well, let's see. Okay, so this could be setting up for a breakout as well. Okay, be careful. As I always say, be careful in the mid zone. All right, so this is going to break out one way or another. Okay, so trading the breakout is not a bad idea. So if during the day, let's check it out. Okay, we're here. The weekly is 67. Now with Bitcoin, Wednesday and Thursday, swing days, right? So Wednesday and Thursday, this is Thursday, that's Wednesday. So we could maybe go up with this one. All right. Why? Because Wednesday was a swing day. All right. It's just swing day here. Thursday is a swing day. All right. And it's done a low. It didn't break the low. And it stopped there. So at a trading hour, if you want to go up with this, I guess you can. It'll take you all the way up there into 100,900, but 67, 107,485. Note it down. On the daily, you've got to break this, which is 48.49 there, which is 98,070, 97,780. All right. So Wednesday being a swing day, very nice. Thursday not going any lower, very nice. Okay. You know, you want to buy it to push it up, not a bad idea. So during trade hours, if we are down, all right, if we're along these lines and you want to push up, it's doable. If you want to set up for it, for the news, if you want to set up the news, then you can check out where it's going to be at 250 to 320. That's one zone. And before the news, remember, you got 425 to 455. So what might happen is this. It might go into 455, like dip down, okay, and then go up. That might be the case, okay. So check it out, okay, but definitely wait for it. If it's going to go up anyway, you can dive in afterwards if it does a U-turn, right? You remember, if we chuck a UE, you can do that too. So keeping that zone is good. There's a slight gap here. So if the market does come slightly lower, but it does not go below Wednesday, it mustn't go below Wednesday, right? So we can come back into the low of yesterday. I'm happy to do a stop sweep, okay, and then it can kind of go up during trading hours if we're at the lows, okay. And that's basically it. And then you got to be definitely covering your trade the minute you touch the red line there, which is 97,781. Okay, 97,781 is there. Okay, so this is your zone where there's resistance here. Okay, but once it breaks above this, this will go. Okay, so you can then follow it through. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, in the interim, have a great weekend, and we'll see you all next week. And if you have any questions, queries, let me know. Just a heads up, tomorrow I'm going to be next week, Wednesday, I'm on a flight. Thursday, Friday, I've got a congress. I will endeavor to do the videos as usual, okay? But just be mindful, during the congress days, like Thursday, Friday, plus on the Wednesday when I'm flying, I won't be able to trade. But you got the hours and the setups anyway. And this weekend I will be putting the month of March up. Thank you. Have a good one.